Just from what I see on movies, and I mean with the kidnappings that I've seen in movies, and
yeah, I've heard a lot about immigration lately.
A lot about negative politics. And
yeah, I visited other cool places. Like I visited the pyramids. I mean, those are very, very interesting. But that's not really Mexico. That's America, Mexico.
Yeah.
But
the places that I've been is just American. I mean, it's they're catering. They're doing their job to cater to America. So
I went to Cuernavaca outside of Mexico City, and it was different. It was very interesting. We went to poor villages. There's dogs everywhere. The streets are dirty. That was the real Mexico, I thought.
I always think of, well, I used to be in the theater. I used to travel a lot, and they said, and all they ever said was, "Don't drink the water." That's all I
don't drink the water?
Don't drink the water in Mexico.
I just did a class, and we talked about the UN, how a lot of the small cities and towns in Mexico, the men are coming to the United States, and that there's lots and lots of women left without husbands and poor and not being supported.
Mexicans! Hola!
Taco.
¿Tapes?
Taco. Eat. Taco. Taco. Joselito.
I feel dumb saying guacamole. That's really bad, though. I feel like,
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Like,
No, I think of dancing. I think of colorful costumes, hats and sombreros, and
Two penes grande.
I don't know, maybe I think of hard workers. I don't know why that popped into my head. I think of people working hard, trying to make a living, and doing the best they can.
Sombreros. Sombrero and nice food.
I think about Taco Bell.
Yeah, poverty. It's the way it's portrayed in television, media, most likely television.
I just hear that criminals from here can go to Mexico and not be extradited back to America.
Escape.
yeah.
Escape?
Escape.
Why?
Why? Cross the border, you're safe. Can't
Different
get you
law,
there.
different society.
Your money's not worth as much there. I mean, compared to the U.S. or Mexico, why would somebody go to Mexico?
Mexico, yeah, that makes sense.
you say, what would you call a Mexican without a lawnmower, unemployed?
I mean, we could go on. Is that enough?
Down the block from my house, every day is a bunch of the day laborers that, you know, they hang out for hours, and, you know, they wait for a truck to pull up, and they all got to fight to try to get it, turn the fuck around, and they all got to sit around, and, you know, they all got to fight to get in the truck to try to get some work for the day.
I can vouch for that. They get treated,
you know what I mean?
I mean, some of them make good livings for themselves, don't get it twisted, but there's a great percent of them that don't get nothing, man, and they're just trying to work to get their families money and food, and they live shit here, man.
I have a lot of friends that are Mexican, and their relatives are actually, this is going to sound really cliche, but they are tomato pickers, and they do live in poverty.
There are people who are hiring these people because they need them, and they're being paid very little. And it's true, I think, that there are many Americans who won't do those jobs that they do. They're kind of doing what the blacks used to do way back, when they were picking cotton.
There's not a lot of people out here that stand up for Mexicans. You know, you got there's more people that stand up for black people out here. You know, they have a lot of leaders. So you know,
That's the truth.
They have a lot of people that are sticking up for them, fighting for what they're not getting. And there's not a lot of that for Mexicans out here. A lot of people look down on them, like, you know, they're just good for, you know, cheap labor or whatever it is, when it's not the case. It's not even a case of race. It's more of a case of class.
The influence of the United States is extremely powerful all over the globe. But what about the influence of the most powerful nation on Earth on their closest third world neighbor? Mexico. For some, a beautiful country rich in culture, ancient tradition, and mysticism. For others, a dangerous land dominated by drug lords, crime, and corruption. The U.S. needs Mexico, and Mexico needs the U.S. And both nations are completely controlled by the media, as is every other nation on this planet.